How to manage multiple Microsoft projects within Microsoft Teams. Hello everyone and welcome back. Now in today's video, we're going to be taking a deep dive into how you can manage multiple projects within a Microsoft team. So we're going to guide you through the decision processes, outlining some of the key points about what should you be doing when your project is complete, as well as some of the important decision makers and objectives that you need to define before you decide to build different teams for different projects. So the first thing we need to do is to create a team to manage a project. So this project needs to have a defined outcome and a defined end date, and that is how we label it as a project. But you can also look at recurring workflows as project as well. So if you are in a finance team and you process monthly bookkeeping, then we can look at that as being a project, and we can create a team where we are actually creating a SharePoint site. And when you create a SharePoint site, you are creating a 365 group. And this is where we define permissions and enter team roles and team permissions as well. So starting off, you can just click on Create Team on your top right. Once you do that, you have the option to create from a template, create from another team, or create from a group. So we're going to proceed with from a group, and you can define what group this is if you want. You can directly base this off another team or just create from a template like so. When you click on create from a template, you can proceed with adding your own members. You don't necessarily have to, use the template as it is. You're going to customize this. So you're just going to click on use this template, and you're going to make this private, and you're going to give this team a name. I'm going to be naming this is going to be my management team. And after that, we can add a description. Now, below that, you have channels. I'm just going to define this and then click on create. Once we've done that, this will create our team channel. So I'm going to wait a couple of seconds for this to be created. And now once this has been created, we're going to go back, we're going to go into teams, and this is our team. Click on these ellipses over here and then click on manage team. From here, you will see the general channel and then your members. You're going to be the owner, and then you can proceed with adding your own members. So click on add member, and you can type in the name or email. You can add people that are outside your organization or business subscription if you're using 365 under a business subscription, simply by typing in their email addresses. So let's say I want to add someone with a Gmail address. So I'm just going to do that like so. And you can just type this in, and you will see this will be added as a guest. Now, whenever you are in a organizational subscription, you're not going to be able to add individuals outside of the organization as team members, but you can add them as guests within the team. Now, for different projects, of course, we are going to be creating different spaces. And this is really important because you don't want to overlap between projects. So you're going to close this out. You can go into your settings here, and you have member permissions. Now you can alter these permissions as well as tags, team codes, and more. Then you can go under tags, and you can actually define the tag based upon the project, which helps you in just finding things very quickly. Now, from here, we're going to go into channels, and we are going to start creating one. First off, you're going to add your channels based upon the teams that within the projects that you have. So let's say this is going to be project KYC, and we're going to add a description. You can choose the channel type. Now, this is where you can customize everything, because instead of having a channel that is visible to everyone, you make this private. So specific people on the team will have access, which means that for each project channel that you are going to create within one individual team, you are going to be able to limit access. So people that are outside of Project KYC will not be able to view or join this channel. And I'm going to click on create over here. And once I do, I can define who I want to add within this. So I'm going to skip this for now. And then you will have posts and files. Now, again, as an example, we're going to add another channel because we do want to actually define two different projects within the same team. Then let's say we have project 941, okay? And then we're going to choose the channel type. Again, if this is a project where all the members from the team that you have created are going to be involved, then you can choose the channel type as standard. Otherwise, just go with private and then just click on create. Now, once you've done that, of course, the team channel has been created, and the team channels, within the channels, you have privacy settings. but you want more. So what you can actually do is you can start posts. Obviously, you have a file database. Then you can click on add a tab over here and you can add individual applications. So what I like to do is I like to go into Microsoft Loop over here and post to the channel about this tab. And you can proceed with Loop over here like so. And you are able to connect Loop and you can create a workspace to manage your team tasks. Now, alongside this, you can also build individual team boards. Now, if you do this in your general channel, which everyone would have access to that particular space. So you guys can see we have what's new. I'm gonna click on save, and just like that, a workspace has been created. Now, if I want to create this specifically for my project 941, I would follow the same steps. I would go onto Loop and then we would proceed. And we are just going to proceed over here. Loop needs access to information that can identify your team, so and so. Obviously, we don't have any team members, which is why this might be lagging a bit. Now, if you want, you can also proceed with some other applications. And keep in mind, when you add a MS application or any other application to a private board on Teams, this is going to remain private. So a private channel, the data posted on a private channel, the files shared on a private channel are going to be for that channel. So we're going to create a SharePoint file, and you can choose your system documents, click on save to set up your own document system. And then from here, you can click on new, then you can add, videos, presentations, Word documents, whatever you might want to add for that particular project within this documentation file. Now, once you do that, you basically will have 2 projects running within the same team. Then on the top right, you will also see channel notifications and then click on channel management. So you can limit further permissions within channels as well to better define user roles. And you can go into the chat sphere and document sphere to start meetings, schedule meetings, and so much more. Now, moving forward, we also can get started with just simply posting, and then if you click on the bottom over here, you will see a Microsoft Loop icon. So once you go into Loop paragraph, you are able to use Microsoft Loop, and you can add tables, bulleted lists, checklists, task lists, and use all of the abilities of Loop. And you can even build your own Kanban boards within private channels like so. And you can just click on post, and this would include a board. So this allows you to have all the components of Loop within individual projects that are only existent on one team. So if you do not want to create extra teams, and if you don't require, a bunch of teams, you want everything to stay united in one team, then this is a really great way to make the most out of your Microsoft team. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you guys did find this video helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or queries, you guys can leave those in the comments down below. I would love to know what you guys have to say.